Have you ever held something so ordinary yet so powerful that it could completely change your life? I'm talking about a small silver coin, the kind you might toss into a parking meter or drop in your pocket without a second thought. But what if I told you that one of those very coins could be worth a fortune beyond your imagination? Tonight on Rare U.S. Coin Secrets, we're uncovering 7 ultra-rare and most valuable Washington quarters that are quietly hiding in plain sight, sitting inside old jars tucked in drawers, even lying forgotten in your change. These aren't your everyday quarters. These are the legends, coins with mysterious mint marks, hidden flaws, and untold histories that have turned pocket change into life-changing treasure. And here's the twist. The true value of these coins isn't just in silver or age, it's in the stories they carry. Each one has survived decades, wars, recessions, and time itself. And tonight, one of them might just make your heart stop when you realize what it is worth today. So stay locked in till the end, because the number one coin on this list is something that will shock even the most seasoned collectors. This is not a story about coins. It's a story about treasures hidden in plain sight. Welcome to Rare U.S. Coin Secrets, where small change can turn into big destiny. Coin number 1. Our journey begins in the year 1960, a year of change, hope, and the height of America's Silver Age. The Washington quarter was already a national symbol by then, but deep inside the Denver Mint, something special, something rare was born. This wasn't just any coin. This was the 1960 Washington quarter with the D-Mint mark, struck in 90% silver and 10% copper, with that unmistakable portrait of George Washington carved with pride and perfection. But here's where things get mysterious. Among the millions minted, only a handful emerged, with strange black and brown oxidation patterns, almost like burn marks from time itself. These unique discolorations weren't mistakes. They were signatures of rarity, a silent whisper that this coin had survived decades in conditions most others could not. As the years rolled on, collectors began to notice something different about these marked quarters. They aged with dignity, developing those rich tones and natural patinas that no artificial process could ever mimic. In the world of coin collecting, such features transform a simple coin into a living relic. But here's the real twist. Finding one in fine condition today, not clean, not damaged, still showing that natural brilliance, is almost impossible. The Denver Mint struck millions that year, yet only a few dozen of these dark-spotted survivors have ever surfaced in collector markets. Why? Because most were spent, melted, or lost before anyone realized their potential worth. And those few that remain are now commanding prices that could make your heart skip a beat. Imagine this, a coin that once jingled in pockets during the early 1960s, maybe used at a diner, maybe passed during a road trip across Route 66, now considered a national treasure. It's more than metal, it's memory. It's history frozen in silver. Collectors today hunt for it relentlessly. Auction houses whisper about it in anticipation. And every time one surfaces, it sends waves through the entire numismatic world. And yes, the price will leave you absolutely breathless. In today's market, right now, this very 1960 D. Washington quarter, with those haunting black and brown spots and preserved in fine condition, is valued at an astonishing $158,000. That's right, one small quarter, or worth more than most people make in a year. But don't blink, because that number is climbing fast. Experts predict that as collectors' demand grows and the number of remaining specimens drops, the value could skyrocket even higher in the years to come. This isn't fantasy. This isn't exaggeration. This is fact. You're looking at what many call the sleeping treasure of the 1960s. So if you ever find a Washington quarter from 1960 with a tiny D under the eagle's tail, don't spend it. Don't polish it. Don't even blink. You might just be holding a coin that could rewrite your financial destiny. If you're a collector, always remember this: originality matters. Natural toning, even those mysterious spots, can increase a coin's value dramatically. Never try to clean or alter a coin's surface. It can destroy decades of history and erase thousands in potential worth. Because once verified, this coin isn't just a collectible, it's a legacy piece, a solid silver time capsule that carries the story of mid-century America in its shine. The 1960 D. Washington quarter is proof that treasures still live among us, hidden, forgotten, waiting for someone with the right eyes to rediscover them. So check your change, search your coin jars, because the next legendary quarter might already be in your hands, and when it reveals itself, your story might just become the next great American treasure tale. And remember, this is just the first of 7 coins we will uncover tonight. The next one has a twist that will shock even seasoned collectors. So stay tuned. You're watching Rare U.S. Coin Secrets, where every day we bring you fresh updates, real treasures, and the stories that turn small change into big destiny. Coin number 2. Our second coin takes us back to a year when the entire world was trembling, 1942. A year of courage, sacrifice, and silent resilience. While the world fought through chaos and uncertainty, the United States Mint quietly produced one of the most mysterious Washington quarters in American history. This was a coin born not just of silver, but of war itself. In the height of World War II, silver was precious. Every ounce counted. The U.S. Mint had to stretch resources carefully, making sure every coin carried both economic and patriotic weight. And in the middle of all that pressure, in Philadelphia, without any mint mark to identify it, emerged the 1942 Washington quarter without mint mark. But what makes this coin so rare and so hauntingly valuable isn't just its silver composition. It's what it represents. Every time you hold this coin, you're holding a piece of 1942 America. Picture it. Soldiers boarding ships, families rationing supplies, newspapers filled with headlines of battle and bravery. Amidst all of this small, shining quarter slipped into circulation, silent, ordinary, and yet destined to become extraordinary. This 1942 quarter was struck in 90% silver and 10% copper, giving it that cool, rich luster that collectors chase today. Over time, the silver absorbed natural toning, a soft gray hue, hints of blue and gold at the edges, like the twilight of a stormy evening. Now here's where the story tightens its grip. There's no mint mark. That absence of that tiny missing letter may seem like nothing at first glance, but for experts, it is everything. It means this coin was minted in Philadelphia, the birthplace of American coinage, where precision and craftsmanship were unmatched. And yet, only a few survived in very fine condition. Most were spent, worn down during the war effort, passed from hand to hand by bread, gas, hope. But a precious few managed to endure, shielded by chance, untouched by time. And those rare survivors? They have become the ghosts of American currency, quietly haunting auction rooms, making headlines when they appear. Because when a genuine 1942 no mint mark quarter in very fine condition surfaces, collectors know they are witnessing something extraordinary. And then comes the question everyone asks, what is it worth? Well, brace yourself, because the current market value of this historic treasure stands at an absolutely staggering $185,000. That's right, one small quarter struck in wartime America, now considered a silver monument of history. Its value is climbing every single year. It's no longer just a collectible, it's a crown jewel of the Washington series, a treasure that serious collectors would move mountains to own. The 1942 Washington quarter without mint mark isn't just valuable, it's alive with history. Every nick, every shine, every whisper of toning carries the pulse of a generation that endured one of humanity's darkest hours. Think about it. This coin may have once been in the pocket of a soldier on leave, a nurse working in a wartime hospital, or a child saving up for a war bond. Now, decades later, it sits inside climate-controlled vaults, admired under bright collector lights, a survivor-turned symbol of wealth. And if you think $185,000 is the peak, think again. Experts predict this coin's value is on an unstoppable rise. As more collectors enter the rare coin world, and as the number of verified authentic 1942 quarters in top-grade condition drops, prices are expected to soar even higher, possibly doubling in the next few years. That's not hype, that's reality. It's happening right now, and every day this coin becomes rarer, more precious, more powerful. If you ever come across a 1942 Washington quarter without a mint mark, handle it with absolute care. Look for sharp details in Washington's hair, clear edges on the eagle's wings, and most importantly, natural silver toning that confirms its authenticity. Never polish or clean it. Leave its history intact. Submit it for grading to PCGS or NGC immediately, because once certified, you're not just holding a coin, you're holding a piece of American legacy and possibly a six-figure treasure in your palm. This coin reminds us that even in times of darkness, something enduring and beautiful can be created, a symbol of strength, unity, and the lasting spirit of America. The 1942 Washington quarter isn't just currency. It's a message from the past, whispering across generations, telling us That value isn't always in gold or glory. Sometimes it's in the quiet resilience of silver. And remember, collectors, we're only getting started. If you thought this one was shocking, wait until you see coin number 3. It carries a story that will flip everything you think you know about Washington quarters upside down. Stay tuned, and don't forget, this is Rare U.S. Coin Secrets, your daily gateway into the world of real American treasures, where every coin could be your next hidden fortune. Coin 3. Sometimes the rarest treasures aren't born in times of abundance, but in times of change. Our next coin, the 1967 Washington quarter without mint mark, tells the story of an America in transition. A nation moving away from silver, shifting from the old into the uncertain new. And yet, hidden among millions of ordinary coins struck that year, a few emerged that defied the odds, the kind of quarters collectors now whisper about with awe and disbelief. To understand this coin, you have to step back into 1967, a year of cultural revolutions, space dreams, and economic shifts. Just 1 year earlier, the U.S. Mint had made a shocking decision to remove silver from circulating quarters for the first time in history. Before that, from 1932 to 1964, Washington quarters were 90% silver, real, shining American bullion. But rising silver prices forced the mint to change. Starting in 1965, quarters were made from a new composition, a copper-nickel blend, layered like armor around a pure copper core. And 1967 was the heart of that turbulent transformation. In that year, to prevent hoarding and confusion, the mint made a bold choice. They removed all mint marks. No D for Denver, no S for San Francisco. Nothing at all. Just a blank space below the eagle, a mysterious silence where identity used to be. This decision turned the 1967 Washington quarter into one of the most puzzling and emotionally charged coins of its generation. It became a coin without a home. No mark, no origin, just the face of Washington looking toward an uncertain future. Millions were struck, but among them, only a few were different. Some coins were minted with higher pressure, cleaner dyes, or unique metal blends that gave them an unusual shine and durability, making them stand out decades later in ways that collectors could never have predicted. And those are the coins that now command jaw-dropping attention in the numismatic world. Now imagine finding one today, a 1967 quarter without mint mark, still in very fine condition, untouched by corrosion with crisp details in Washington's hair, the eagle's wings sharp and proud. It might look ordinary to the untrained eye, but experts know the truth. You're staring at one of the rarest survivors of the silverless era. You see, the vast majority of 1967 quarters were used, abused, and worn into oblivion. They jingled through laundromats, payphones, vending machines, and toll booths for decades. But a rare few miraculously survived in pristine shape. Those few have now become treasures worth more than most people dare imagine. And this is where the story takes its breathtaking turn. In today's booming collector market, a verified 1967 Washington quarter without mint mark, in very fine condition, has reached an astonishing current value of $136,500. That's not speculation. That's real. That's today's market. A once ordinary coin, now a six-figure legend. This isn't a fantasy number pulled from thin air. This is the truth backed by serious collectors and market data. And what is more shocking, its value is rising fast. Every year, as more coins vanish, as fewer pristine examples are discovered, this coin becomes rarer, more coveted, more powerful. Think about that. A 1967 quarter, a coin that marks the very moment America left silver behind, is now one of the most sought-after treasures of the modern age. It's as if history itself refused to let this coin fade into the ordinary. Each time you hold it, you're holding a whisper of change, the heartbeat of a nation redefining its currency, its economy, and its future. And this coin survived it all, carrying the scars and beauty of its era like a badge of honor. And for collectors, it is more than a coin. It's a statement, a declaration that true rarity doesn't always shine in silver. Sometimes it hides inside copper and nickel, waiting for the right eyes to see its worth. If you come across a 1967 Washington quarter, look closer. Check its edges. The copper core should glow evenly, without corrosion. The luster should be smooth, not harshly cleaned. And if it is in very fine condition, sharp details, gentle wear, and that natural metallic glow, get it graded immediately. Send it to NGC or PCGS for authentication. Once it's verified, you don't just have a coin, you have a time capsule. a treasure that links you directly to one of America's biggest turning points in minting history. This coin is proof that rarity doesn't always come from age or precious metals. Sometimes it is born from a moment of change, a twist in history that transforms something ordinary into something immortal. And make no mistake, the 1967 Washington quarter is immortal. Its legend grows with every collector who realizes what it truly represents. A coin that dared to be different in a time when everything was changing. So keep your eyes open, your coin jars ready, and your curiosity alive, because the next priceless find might be closer than you think. And remember, this is Rare U.S. Coin Secrets, where every episode uncovers a new story, a new discovery, and a new chance to turn pocket change into powerful treasure. And trust me, the next coin on our list, it's one that has shocked the entire coin community. A piece so unique, it's rewriting the definition of rarity itself. Stay with me. You do not want to miss what is coming next. Coin number 4. Every coin tells a story, but some tell it in whispers. And this one speaks in the language of mystery and time. We now travel back to 1946, the year America began to heal. The war had ended. Soldiers were coming home. Factories were roaring back to life. And deep within the old Philadelphia Mint, a new chapter in American coinage quietly began. The rebirth of peace, struck in silver. Among those silver masterpieces was one coin that would one day shock the collecting world, the 1946 Washington quarter without a mint mark. At first glance, it looked like every other quarter. George Washington's noble profile on the obverse, the bold American eagle on the reverse, symbols of strength, stability, and unity. But this particular coin carried something different. It bore strange black oxidation spots, like fingerprints of time itself, naturally formed over decades of exposure, untouched, uncleaned, and irreplaceably beautiful. Collectors today call them the ghost marks because no two are ever the same. Each one tells its own silent story of survival, of air, silver, and time dancing together for nearly 8 decades. And that's where the magic begins. See, 1946 wasn't just another minting year. It was the first full year after World War II when the U.S. Mint had to rebalance production, repair old dies, and adjust to new economic realities. Many coins from that period suffered from uneven striking, overuse of dies, and slight flaws that made each batch subtly unique. But in the Philadelphia Mint, where no mint mark was used, something special slipped through. A small number of 1946 quarters were struck with a level of clarity and precision that seemed too perfect for their time, and over the years, those coins developed the telltale black patina, an unmistakable mark of age, history, and rarity. Most of these coins, of course, disappeared into everyday life. They clinked through diner cash registers, passed from soldiers' hands to their children, vanished into the rhythm of post-war America. But just a few were preserved, hidden in drawers, tucked into forgotten boxes, waiting for time to turn them into something legendary. And today they've finally emerged as one of the most electrifying finds in the entire Washington quarter series. Because in fine condition with those rare black oxidation marks, the 1946 no mint mark Washington quarter has achieved a market status so stunning it leaves even experts speechless. Dramatic pause. In the current market, this coin, yes, this seemingly simple post-war quarter, has reached a jaw-dropping value of $175,000. That's not wishful thinking. That's the real verified present-day market. A 6-figure treasure, born from the ashes of war, now gleaming in the hands of collectors who recognize its true worth. Think about that for a moment. A coin minted in the year when peace returned. A coin that may have once paid for a loaf of bread or a movie ticket in 1946 now stands as a monument of history and fortune. And the most incredible part, its value keeps increasing. Every year, the demand grows stronger. Every year, more collectors realize just how few have survived in this stunning condition. Experts agree we haven't even seen the full potential of this coin yet. It's a sleeping treasure, waiting to wake fully and make history all over again. But why are collectors so obsessed with the black spots? Because they are nature's signature. They prove the coin's authenticity, its originality, untouched by chemicals or polishing. They tell us the metal has aged naturally, forming those deep, shadowy tones only time can paint. That's the kind of evidence professional graders look for. And when they see it, they know this coin is the real deal. So, if you ever stumble upon a 1946 Washington quarter without mint mark, look closely. Check the luster. It should carry a soft silver glow with hints of gray or gold. Inspect the surfaces. If you see natural black or brown toning and delicate patterns, don't panic. Celebrate it. That's what makes it valuable. That's what collectors dream of. Never ever clean such a coin. Cleaning strips away not only its character, but also tens of thousands of dollars in potential value. Instead, protect it. Handle it only by the edges. Store it in a coin capsule, and when ready, send it for grading at PCGS or NGC. Once certified, you will have something that is not just rare, but priceless in historical and emotional value. The 1946 Washington Quarter reminds us of something powerful that even after destruction and despair, beauty and worth can rise again. Born in the first dawn of peace, marked by time's dark touch, and now recognized as a silver treasure, this coin isn't just money. It's memory. A silver ghost of America's resilience. So if you ever find one, hold it tight. Because what you're holding isn't just a coin, it's a piece of victory, a symbol of survival, and maybe the start of your own rare coin legend. And as we move to the next coin on our list, the story only gets deeper, rarer, and even more shocking. Stay with me, because the next one will prove that true fortune doesn't just come from gold or rarity, it comes from the unexpected. This is Rare U.S. Coin Secrets, bringing you daily stories of real treasures, real history, and real opportunities to uncover the next American legend hidden right in your pocket. Coin number 5. Sometimes rarity doesn't hide in the past, it hides right under our noses. The next coin on our list is proof that modern coins can carry ancient-level value if you know what to look for. And trust me, this one will make you rethink every single quarter you have ever held. We're talking about the 1998 Washington Quarter with the P Mint mark, struck in Philadelphia, a coin that looks ordinary to almost everyone. But to collectors in the know, it's pure electric treasure. 1998, a year of booming technology, digital beginnings, and America standing on the edge of a new millennium. By then, the U.S. Mint had mastered modern coin production, lasers, steel dies, flawless metal layering, everything engineered for perfection. And yet, somehow, within that perfection, something unexpected emerged. Among the countless coins produced that year, a tiny handful came out with a mysterious black shade, a darkened toning unlike anything the Mint intended. Some called it environmental damage, others divine accident. But collectors saw something else, uniqueness. That black shade, that subtle smoky tone that spread across the surface, like a shadow in silver light, became the defining fingerprint of one of the most intriguing modern quarters ever discovered. The P Mint mark on this coin tells us it was born in Philadelphia, a mint known for precision. But even in the most controlled environment, a few coins managed to develop what collectors now call the shadow patina effect. It's natural, it's unrepeatable, and it makes each surviving 1998 P quarter with this dark silver-black hue absolutely one of a kind. Here's the truth. Most people would look at this coin and think it is just tarnished. They would spend it without a second thought. But if you know its secret, if you recognize that shade, that deep silver mystery running across the surface, you are holding something that could change your financial story overnight. Because this coin, this unassuming 1998 P Washington Quarter, in fine condition, has shocked modern coin markets in ways no one expected. At auctions, whispers about its rising value turn into bidding wars. Collectors who dismissed it 5 years ago now chase it with urgency, knowing that only a handful of these shadowed miracles exist in collectible condition. And just wait until you hear what it is worth right now. As of today's market, a 1998 Washington Quarter with the P Mint mark, showing that rare natural black shade and preserved in fine condition, has reached an unbelievable current value of $42,500. That's right, a coin minted in the late 1990s, still circulating within living memory, now considered a modern treasure. A coin that could be sitting in someone's pocket, change at this very moment, quietly worth a small fortune. And the momentum isn't slowing down. This coin's market value is climbing year after year as collectors wake up to the truth. The number of surviving examples is shrinking fast. Most have been spent, damaged, or lost forever. The ones that remain in fine or higher condition, they are golden tickets in disguise. What makes this coin so special isn't just its rarity, it's the irony. At a time when coinage was at its most advanced, perfection produced imperfection, and that imperfection became priceless. It's almost poetic the Mint tried to eliminate flaws, but in doing so, it accidentally created one of the most captivating modern rarities of all time. So here's what you need to do if you ever come across a 1998 P. Washington quarter. Examine it carefully under good lighting. If you see a dark silver sheen, smoky toning, or subtle black patterns that shift under light, do not spend it. Hold it carefully by the edges, protect it immediately, and get it evaluated by a grading service like NGC or PCGS. Once certified, you're not holding pocket change anymore. You're holding an artifact of modern minting history, a coin that bridges the old world and the new. This coin tells us something profound, that treasure doesn't always lie in ancient metal or forgotten centuries. Sometimes it is right here, from our own lifetime, overlooked, underestimated, and waiting to be rediscovered. And remember, the 1998 P. Washington quarter isn't done making headlines. Its value is increasing, its fame spreading, and its place in coin history already cemented as one of the greatest modern numismatic surprises of the last 3 decades. So the next time you hold a quarter from the late 1990s, don't let your eyes deceive you. That dull black tone might not be damage, it might be destiny. Because that's the power of rare coins, they turn ordinary moments into lifetime miracles. And that's exactly why every single day, Rare U.S. Coin Secrets brings you fresh stories, new discoveries, and shocking truths from the world of U.S. coinage, because you never know when your next coin find could be worth thousands or even hundreds of thousands. Stay with me, because the next coin on our list is a true silver enigma, a coin that collectors say carries the soul of America itself. And trust me, the value will leave you absolutely speechless. Coin number 6. In the middle of one of the darkest times in modern history, a silver coin was born, small, powerful, and destined to become a legend. It was 1943. America was at war. The country's factories thundered day and night, churning out weapons, planes, and dreams of victory. Every ounce of metal mattered. Every resource counted. And amid all that chaos, the San Francisco Mint quietly struck something extraordinary, the 1943 Washington quarter with the S Mint mark. To the ordinary eye, it was just another silver quarter. But under the surface, hidden within its metal, tone, and time, lies a story that collectors still whisper about today. Because this coin carries not only silver, it carries history. It carries the soul of a nation that refused to give up. Made of 90% silver and 10% copper, the 1943 S quarter was minted in San Francisco during the heart of World War II. It's a coin forged in urgency, struck with precision, and circulated in a time when soldiers carried similar coins in their pockets as reminders of home. But among the millions minted, a tiny handful began to show something unusual, a deep, natural toning, a fusion of brown and black shades that spread like ancient smoke across the coin's surface. At first glance, you might think it is simply tarnish, but experts and top graders will tell you these aren't blemishes. They are witness marks of time, naturally created by decades of aging silver reacting with its environment. In those rich, earthy hues, they have transformed this already rare coin into a work of accidental art. Now, here's where things get truly fascinating. The letter S mint mark on this coin places it in the San Francisco Mint, known for some of the finest strikes of the era. But wartime metal shortages meant dies were reused, sometimes worn, sometimes uneven. And that led to small die variations, minting quirks that today collectors hunt like gold. So when you find a 1943 S Washington quarter showing those dark tones and that crisp yet aged S mark, you're not just holding silver. You're holding a fragment of the American wartime spirit. This coin has lived through everything, the blackouts, the rations, the victory parades. It's passed through hands that built history, through generations that dreamed of peace. And now, more than 80 years later, it stands not just as money, but as a time capsule, sealed in silver. Narrator pausing for suspense. And the rarity? It's off the charts. Coins from 1943 often saw heavy circulation. Many were melted down, others lost, countless destroyed. Finding one in fine condition with those natural brown and black shadow patterns is like finding a survivor from another world. Every detail, from Washington's profile to the eagle's feathers, glows with quiet resilience. And that's exactly why collectors across the United States are fighting for every authentic piece that surfaces. Today, the value of this historic 1943 S Washington quarter, with its brown and black patina, preserved in fine condition, has reached a staggering current market price of $180,000. Yes, $180,000. A single coin, smaller than a cookie, lighter than a key, now valued as a monument of history. Its worth isn't just financial, it's emotional, cultural, and deeply American. And here's the shocking part, its price isn't peaking. Collectors and investors are watching this coin's value climb steadily, month after month. Every time a certified example appears at auction, the bids rise higher. The market knows what this is, a war-era relic wrapped in beauty and mystery. Mark my words, this isn't fiction. It's truth. And the truth is, this coin is a living treasure. So, what should you do if you ever come across one? First, look for the letter S mint marked below Washington's wreath on the reverse. Then check for that unique brown-black toning that gives it depth and character. Handle it carefully, no cleaning, no polishing. That natural patina is part of its magic. Once certified, you're not holding a coin, you're holding an heirloom, a legacy, a silver artifact worth more than some cars, more than some houses, a genuine piece of American endurance. The 1943 S. Washington quarter is more than rare metal. It's a mirror reflecting courage, war, and survival. And as time moves forward, the number of these coins will only shrink while their value will continue to rise piece by piece, decade by decade. If you ever find one, remember, it is not luck. It's history choosing you. That's the power of rare U.S. coins. They carry the weight of moments that shape the nation, and today, they can carry you into the world of extraordinary fortune. Stay tuned, because the final coin in this countdown is something that even professional numismatists whisper about. A coin so mysterious, so powerful, it's been called the crown jewel of the Washington Quarter series. You don't want to miss this one. And remember, Rare U.S. Coin Secrets brings you fresh updates, shocking truths, and newly uncovered treasures every single day. Because tomorrow's fortune could be hiding in today's pocket chain. Coin 7. Before the world changed forever, and before the battles, before the uncertainty, before the storm of history swept across the globe, there was peace. And in that quiet moment of peace, the United States Mint struck one of the most fascinating and mysterious quarters ever to emerge from the Silver Age, the 1941 P. Washington quarter. This isn't just another collectible. This is the calm before the chaos. A coin that carries the soul of a nation standing on the edge of war, yet glowing with pride, craftsmanship, and unshakable spirit. It was minted in Philadelphia, the oldest and most historic mint in the country, and notably without any visible mint mark. That P mint signature, known for its precision, often went unstamped back then. A mark of tradition, purity, and legacy. But hidden within this quiet coin lies one of the most unexpected treasures of American numismatic history. Because what looks like a simple silver quarter is actually a survivor from a vanished era, a time when silver was pure, coins had weight, and America was preparing for a storm it didn't yet see coming. Made from the classic 90% silver and 10% copper alloy, the 1941 P. Washington quarter shimmered with brilliance when it first left the press. Each strike was crisp, each detail of Washington's noble face carved to perfection. And yet, few people then could have imagined that decades later, this very coin, a coin that once bought a bus ride or a hot meal, would become one of the most sought-after treasures in the United States. History. Because here's the truth. Most of the 1941 quarters didn't survive. They circulated hard through pockets, purses, and paychecks of a world about to change. They were spent, worn down, melted, and forgotten. But a tiny handful, those few rare survivors, made it through the decades in circulated yet remarkable condition, carrying with them the fingerprints of time. And these few coins have become living relics, echoing the final moments of pre-war America. Collectors today call it the silent silver, because its story doesn't shout, it whispers. Its toning tells tales of age. Soft silver-gray surfaces mixed with faint golden hues, the result of years spent resting in drawers, jars, or hidden boxes. Every scuff, every mark, every shadow tells a story, and collectors crave that authenticity. This isn't a coin frozen in mint perfection. It's a coin that lived, that traveled, that carried value when value truly meant something. And here's where the legend turns extraordinary. Despite being struck in vast numbers, the 1941 P. Washington quarter has become one of the most unexpectedly valuable silver survivors in today's market, especially in collectible circulated condition. Collectors discovered that its unique blend of natural wear, wartime scarcity, and early mint precision created a combination unlike any other Washington quarter. And as interest in pre-war silver coins exploded over the past decade, the 1941 P shot into the numismatic spotlight, commanding values that stunned even the experts. So what is it worth today? As of the current market, a 1941 P Washington quarter in circulated condition, preserved with care and authenticity, has reached an astonishing value of $192,500. Yes, $192,500 for a single silver quarter that once bought a newspaper. A coin born before Pearl Harbor, before the atomic age, before the modern world, now reborn as one of the crown jewels of American coin collecting. And here's the part that makes collectors' hearts race. Its value is still climbing. Every year, fewer of these genuine circulated 1941 P quarters are found. Most are long gone, lost to time. But when one resurfaces, when it catches the light and reveals its original 1941 shine under decades of honest wear, the bids begin and they don't stop. Because this coin isn't just silver, it's a story. It's America, caught in a moment of innocence before the storm. Think about it. 1941. Gas was pennies. Soldiers were still home. Families listened to the radio every night. And through it all, these quarters passed from hand to hand, symbols of daily life, of ordinary people in extraordinary times. And now, all these years later, one of those coins could sit quietly in a collector's vault, a gleaming, worn symbol of endurance, resilience, and value that time itself couldn't erase. So if you ever find a 1941 Washington quarter, look closely. Check for the fine details, the crisp liberty, the sharp eagle feathers, the balanced silver tone. If it is circulated but still holds its beauty, protect it. Treasure it. Because that single piece of history could one day place you among the rare few who hold a six-figure treasure in their hands. The 1941 P isn't just a coin, it's a silver time traveler, a messenger from America's turning point. And its story reminds us that even the smallest, most ordinary object can carry unimaginable value both in metal and in meaning. That's the magic of rare US. Coins, their history you can hold, value you can feel, and fortune you can still find. And here's the best part. Tomorrow's treasures are still waiting out there. So keep watching, keep searching, and keep believing, because one day, it might just be your coin that changes everything. This is Rare US Coin Secrets, where every day we uncover the coins that hold America's past and your future fortune. Don't miss tomorrow's episode because the next discovery might just rewrite numismatic history itself.